people will show you who they are if you listen to them, right? I think it was Maya Angelou that says, when people tell you who they are, believe them the first time, right? It is disrespectful then for someone to acknowledge all this work that you put into this program and the pricing and all of that, and then to tell you, well, I think you need to include 2 more calls. You wanna make sure that you are going through the correct criteria to decide if a prospect would be the right client for you. Hey, Courtney Sanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time online life and business coach, as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and I do all the things. Truly, truly, managing 2 kids, keeping them quiet while I'm shooting these videos is way harder than you can think. But I go through the stress of that because I'm so passionate about helping you turn your success story into a 6 or even 7-figure online coaching brand. However, you're never gonna be able to get to 6 or 7 figures in your online coaching business if you don't have clients, right? And so in order to have clients, you need to be attracting prospects. However, one thing that I find that a lot of new coaches and even established coaches do wrong is that they are so desperate for new clients that they are not properly evaluating if the clients are the right fit for them. And so you want to make sure that you are working with clients that are a good fit for you, because ultimately that is going to help them get results. And then with those results, you'll get testimonials, and that will ultimately grow your business. So if you've ever wondered how to know if a prospect is the right prospect for you, stay put, because in this video, we're gonna get into it right now. All right, so I am really fortunate that, my business has grown. I have been doing this for quite a long time. I've been full-time in my business for 6 years. I've been online really since 2007, blogging since 2009, coaching since 2014, 2015. And then, like I said, I've been full-time since 2016. So I am fortunate in the sense that I often have a wait list in terms of people who want to work with me. So I can afford to be a little, picky and choosy. And I understand that when you're just getting started, you're like, yeah, but I'm not getting clients yet. You basically want to accept everyone who comes in the door. I'm telling you, that is not a good idea. You do want to evaluate and filter. And so you want to make sure that you are going through the correct criteria to decide if a prospect would be the right client for you. Because if they're the wrong client, it's going to make you and their lives miserable. But if they are the right client, it's just really going to blow up your brand, because when people see their success, they see how you have been able to coach them, and it's going to make people want to work with you. So the first thing that I look for when I'm deciding if a prospect would actually make a good client for me is if they're already sold on me. I know, you can call me a diva if you want to, but anytime a client comes to me and they're like, basically saying that they're like shopping me, or they're comparing me with another coach, like, oh, I'm considering this other coaching program, and then I came across you and I wanna know how your coaching program compares to such and such, I honestly don't even answer those questions, because I'm like, I don't even know all the people that you're evaluating. I'm not in their coaching programs. I don't follow such and such. So there's no way that I could accurately tell you how my coaching program is different or whatever, if it includes this, but hers includes that. But 2, I don't even play the comparison game. I only work with people who are sold on me and sold on my methodology, because it lets me know that they have done their homework when it comes to investing in a coaching program and ensuring that they're gonna get a result. And in fact, I actually have a video right here all about that, how to actually invest in coaching and get a result. But one of the main things that you need to do that I talk about in that video is you need to find a coach who not only has what you want, but has it in the way that you want it, because there's 1,000,001 ways to make $1 million, but not all ways are gonna be suitable for you, your lifestyle, what you value, etc. And so if someone is coming to me and they're like, oh, I came across you and I came across somebody else, and they honestly wanna waste my time with me explaining why my program is better than someone else's, another coach's that I've never even heard of, I'm not even gonna engage in that conversation, because I know they haven't done their homework, right? They haven't determined that I was the best person for them based on what I have achieved in the lifestyle that I live and the way that I have achieved my results. And so I already know that it's not gonna be a good fit. A lot of the people who come to me, I know that they're gonna get great results because they're sold on me, they're sold on my methodology, they've sold on my process. I love it when clients are like, look, I just spent all weekend binge watching your videos. I, love the stories you tell. I love that, whatever, you're a mom like me, or you went to Howard like I did, or, usually they find something in common with me. They're like, I follow your stories on Instagram. I listen to your podcast. I love that you do all of these things. And I already know that you are the coach for me. Now I'm just determining if your coaching program is the right coaching program for me. Those conversations I will have all day. But if somebody comes to me and they don't even know that I'm the right coach for them, they're comparing me with somebody else, we're not even gonna have that conversation, because there's more legwork that they need to do on their end. So don't sell to anybody who isn't first sold on you. All right, the second criteria that I look for when determining if I can actually help this person, or if this is a client that I want to take on, especially my one-on-one clients, because my one-on-one client work is often very intimate. I'm all up in their business. Oftentimes I'm meeting them in person. I need to make sure that they have a problem that I can solve. And I know that sounds super simple, but again, many new and even some established coaches, in their desperation, they're so desperate to get a client. They're like, I know I need to get this money in the door. They are quick to take on a client that they can't actually solve their problem. So I'm very clear about the businesses that I can help. I get some people who come to me and they're like, man, I have a product-based business, or I have a retail business and I love what you're doing. Can I use these strategies on my business? You might be able to use these strategies on your business. I don't know. Like, you can try it and see if they work for you, but I'm not gonna take you on as a client unless it's like some sort of like new beta program where I'm testing this out and, I make sure that the prices are appropriate based on the newness of it. But in terms of, actually taking an investment from somebody and, having them come on, I know it's a two-way street where ultimately they're responsible for their results because they have to do the work, but I'm never gonna take on someone where I'm like, I'm not familiar with this niche, or I don't think I can help you, or your business model is not something that works with my process. I only take on clients that I'm pretty confident that I can get a result. For me, my position is, unless you just don't do the work, or you just don't implement this, or you don't take this seriously, you should be able to get a result, because I've worked with other clients like you who have gotten a result from this information. And so when you're thinking about whether or not a particular prospect is going to be a good client for you, make sure that that is some of your top criteria. Make sure that you are working with people who have problems that you can actually solve, and don't feel tempted to take them on just because you want the money, right? Like, that's out of integrity. We don't want to be like that. And this isn't just for business, this is for any arena. If you're a health and wellness coach, especially my health and wellness coaches, make sure, because there's a fine line, especially when people are coming to you and they have diseases or certain medical situations, make sure that you are not creating or offering promises to people that you can't really fulfill on, or that you're not trying to coach them on something that you're really not qualified to coach on. This is also especially the case when we talk about mental health, right? There is a difference between coaching and therapy, right? I often say that coaching is about the future. Coaching is about the goals that you want to achieve and what you need to do in the future in order to achieve that. However, some people have trauma from their past that prevents them from taking action towards their future. And so if the trauma from their past is so bad that it's preventing them from taking action towards their future, they probably should be working with a therapist who is licensed and qualified to kind of dig through all of that and knows the correct techniques in order to bring those things to the surface and help them resolve that tension and resolve that issue. But I'm not going to be, dealing with clients who have problems like that I can't solve. So make sure when you are evaluating prospects that you are only accepting those prospects who have problems that you can actually solve. All right, the third criteria that you want to keep in mind is you want to make sure that you are working with clients that align with your values. This is especially the case if you are doing any kind of one-on-one work. So I don't do a lot of one-on-one packages per se, but I do have higher level private client packages where it's a group program, but it's a very intimate setting. They have access to me on Voxer. Oftentimes I'm flying to them and meeting them in person. They're flying to me. Like, it's very intimate. I'm all up in their business, right? I end up knowing a lot of things about their family, and it becomes a really beautiful long-term relationship. And so it's very important that I work with people who are in alignment with my values. So that doesn't mean that they have to be the exact same as me, that they have to be the same ethnicity as me or the same religion as me or anything like that. But we do need to share the same values, particularly how we see the world and how we see helping people. And I say this because in this world, there are things that people get into that they feel is helpful that I disagree with. And I'm like, I don't think that's helpful. Especially when it comes to the life coaching arenas or personal development, I've noticed that there is a trend of people who are adding, say, like tarot readings or psychic readings, to their packages to try to help their clients. And I know that they may mean well, but to me, that's out of integrity. I mean, essentially, you're lying to your clients and telling them that you can tell their future and that they should do this because, you're a psychic and that you're gonna help them learn what they need to do in the future. That's out of integrity. You might think that you're helping people. I disagree, right? So that's an example of someone who's not in alignment with my values. And in fact, I think about a roommate that I had in college, and she used to call a psychic for every single situation, whatever was going on. And I used to feel really bad because I remember she made a choice not to take a job in a particular city because this psychic, who didn't even remember her from the last time she called, told her that she was gonna meet somebody in the city that she was currently in. It was gonna be the love of her life. And she literally said no to a dream job opportunity because the psychic told her that. I think about a family member who lost somebody very near and dear to them. And this was in the early 2000s. I feel like I'm dating myself, but tell me if you remember this show. I had to look this up because I was like, what was this guy's name? There was this guy, I think his name, John Edwards, and he had this show called Crossing Over, in the early 2000s. And he purported himself to be a psychic and that he could talk to people beyond the dead. And again, I had a family member who, in the throes of their grief and, really feeling sad about the person that they lost, actually went to this show and was extremely disappointed to find that, it was basically parlor tricks and that this person was not a psychic and was not communicating with the dead. Not that I would recommend trying to do that even if the person actually had the powers, but this is what I'm saying. People might be into things that are not in alignment with your values. And if you are desperate in the sense that you're well, I just want to essentially bring you on as a client because I need the money, you could be doing something that pulls you out of integrity and actually hurts people. I also think about this with MLM. I don't think MLM is bad per se, right? Multi-level marketing. I think about, Mary Kay or whatever. Mary Kay is totally fine, but you got to be careful with some MLM companies because not all multi-level marketing companies actually have a product that people are buying and that is a good product. There's a lot of multi-level marketing companies where the only thing they're selling is the opportunity to join the multi-level marketing company, and they don't actually have a product that is to help people, right? So even that, I'm evaluating, I'm filtering, okay, is this person offering something that's gonna be beneficial to other people, or are they in some sort of scheme that's ultimately gonna hurt people? So you have to come to terms with that for yourself. You have to know what your own moral compass is and what your values are. Hopefully, if you're in the coaching industry, you are committed to actually helping people. I know I definitely am. And so I don't take anyone who doesn't align with my values or who is doing something that I'm that's morally gray, right? I'm not gonna work with somebody who's doing something like that. So you'll have to decide on what that is for you and make sure that you're only taking clients who align with you in those matters. All right, I have more where that came from, but first I want to hear from you. What type of clients do you like working with? Share in the comments below. All right, the fourth criteria that you want to pay attention to when determining if a prospect is actually going to make a good client is if they are coming to you because they want you to serve them versus save them. Ooh, this is such a big, big thing. Many of us who are in the coaching arena, we have bleeding hearts. Some of us have this kind of savior complex that we need to get over. And so we have prospects who are coming to us and they're telling us, oh, my life is in shambles and everything is so terrible. And I'm on my last leg and I'm joining this coaching program because I need it to change my life, right? They're this is my last lifeline. I need this. I need you to save me. I know it can feel very, flattering for someone to reach out to you and to think so highly of you and to be ooh, wow, yes. We start to believe our own hype, yes, I can absolutely save this person. Trust me. You cannot save anybody, right? You can serve people with your gift, with your talent, but you cannot save people. And so it's a very dangerous place. And trust me, people will come to you with this disposition and you have to have the strength and fortitude to say, I don't think now is a good time for you to be investing in a coaching program, or I'm not the person who can help you. When people come to you with this kind of oh my goodness, save me attitude, you don't want to do that because at the end of the day, the client has to save themselves, right? The client has to do the work, okay? If you are a fitness coach, you can't do your clients' push-ups for them. They're gonna have to do it. And so if they're coming to you with this disposition of, oh my goodness, I'm down and out, I'm powerless, I'm coming to you because I need you to save me out of my situation, understand that they will remain like that through the entire coaching engagement, and all of the work is gonna fall on you. And you're gonna be very frustrated when they're not taking action, when they're not doing what they need to do in order to get the results that they want to get. And then guess what's going to happen? The coaching relationship is going to end. They're not going to get the results or the ROI that they're looking for. And what's going to happen? They're going to blame you, right? And so this is the exact opposite effect that we want. We want people that we can help, right? Who have problems that we can actually solve. We want to get those good testimonials. And so your best clients are people who understand, hey, I'm confident in what I have going on. I'm willing to take action to get the results. I'm not looking for you to save me. I'm just looking for you to serve me with your gifts, right? You have something that you're really good at, knowledge, expertise. Can you offer or share this expertise with me? And I will take it and do what needs to be done with this expertise and ultimately make that happen, right? So the clients understand that the work relies on them, not on you, but you are sharing your gifts so that they can do the work. But when the client is coming to you to save them, boy, watch out. It's not gonna end pretty. Don't do it. All right, and the fifth thing that I look for when it comes to whether or not a prospect is actually going to be a good client, I look to see if they are a respectful person. Yep. I know that sounds crazy, but here's the thing. Again, when you are desperate and you are looking for clients and you need to make a certain amount of money in your business and you're frustrated, people will show you who they are if you listen to them, right? I think it was Maya Angelou that says, when people tell you who they are, believe them the first time, right? Oftentimes people will hint at who they are when they are thinking about working with you, and we ignore all of the red flags because, again, we want the sell. I'm a big stickler on people who are disrespectful. I do not like it. And I think part of it comes from, I used to wait tables in college. So many of you know my story about how I had a full ride engineering scholarship and then lost it because I pursued entrepreneurship and stopped going to class. And you can't not go to class and also be an engineering major because your grades are gonna plummet, which is exactly what happened. And so I lost my scholarship and I ended up working all of these like random odd jobs just to pay my way through school. But one of the jobs that I had that was actually really enjoyable for me, and I felt like I learned a lot about human nature, was being a hostess at a restaurant and being a waitress at a restaurant. And I can tell you that from my experience, some of the most successful people were the most kind-hearted people, were very, very gracious, very polite, had great manners. You know, they weren't very like loud or ostentatious or anything like that. You would never even know that they were uber successful, but they had a really great disposition. But then I would come across other people who weren't so successful, but thought that they were like, you know, I don't know, the Queen of Sheba, or that everything revolved around them, and they were just a nightmare to wait on. And so I've always kind of developed this chip where I do not like people who are disrespectful, people who talk down to other people, people who are nasty. Like, I have a literal zero tolerance rule for it. And so I watch for that in terms of how people engage with me and also in how they engage with my team. And so if you are sending emails to my team and you're nasty and you're short and you're, I don't understand why this and blah, 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 when my team is trying to help you, and then you want to do an about face and send me a different email or have a different tone on the phone or on a Zoom call, understand that I will not work with you. Anybody who disrespects my team disrespects me, and that's a no-go. Like, it's definitely not going to happen. But another way that prospects are subtly disrespectful, in a way that a lot of coaches don't even realize, is that they're disrespectful around their pricing and they're disrespectful around their business boundaries. So I assume that if you are looking to get more clients, that you already have a coaching program that you want to enroll them in. And so I assume also that you thought long and hard about your coaching program, how much you want to charge for it, how much you want to include in it, what your time capacity is, you know, how long it's going to take the person to get results. Basically, I believe that you put thought and effort into this coaching program. And so when someone is saying, hey, I want to join it, and you're saying, great, here's the price, this is what it includes, blah, 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 you put a lot of thought and effort into that. It is disrespectful then for someone to acknowledge all this work that you put into this program and the pricing and all of that, and then to tell you, well, I think you need to include 2 more calls because blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't like that it does this. You need to switch this around. Or why is the price like this? Can I do half the time and get half the price? Like, anytime people try to make it like customizable, right? Like, you don't go into any store, you don't go into a luxury store, Louis Vuitton or whatever, and tell them, oh, I really like this bag and I see the pricing, but I think that price is too high. So can you just remove the leather strap and just turn it into a clutch? I know this is a shoulder bag, but let's just remove the strap and we'll just make it a clutch and I'll just carry it like this, and then you can knock $1,000 off the price. right? Like that would never happen. You would never do that. But isn't it amazing that people think that they can come into your coaching business and that they can do this kind of like customizable thing for you, as if you didn't think about your own coaching programs, that you don't have staff that you have to pay for, paychecks that you need to pay, all the things, all the work that goes into it. When people try to do this mixing around, they are not respecting your business boundaries. They are not respecting your pricing. That is a disrespectful person. And I do not allow it in my coaching business, and I will not work with someone who is that way. So I know when you're just getting started, it could be, hey, Courtney, it's easy for you to say because you're turning clients away. Yes, but this is how I got to this point. I was always very much a stickler about the types of people that I wanted to work with, because I wanted to work with people that I knew I could get results. And you're not going to be able to get results for someone who is disrespectful, because once they come into the coaching relationship, you're going to be telling them what they need to do in order to get whatever result they're paying you to get, and they're not going to listen to you because they're disrespectful. So just trust me on this. Watch the red flags for disrespectful people and don't allow them into your coaching programs. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you're going to love my Nail Your Niche Challenge. This is a free 5-day challenge, all to help you nail your niche so that you can know exactly what type of clients you should be zeroing in on and which prospects are gonna be the best clients for you. So we run this challenge every so often, and it's really great. We have a lot of amazing testimonials. It's free for the time being, so I can't promise that it's going to be free forever, but it's free as of this recording. So if you click the link below to sign up, if you see any spots available, make sure you sign up, because we do limit the spots, and once all the spots are gone, the page will be directed to a wait list. And we also have an opportunity for you to upgrade to VIP, where you can get direct coaching and feedback from me after each session during the Nail Your Niche Challenge. So if that's something that you want to be a part of, click the link below to register now. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. If you loved it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you can't wait until my next video, make sure that you subscribe to my podcast, The Courtney Sanders Show. And if you can't wait for my next podcast or my next video, make sure you're following me on Instagram. It's CourtneyLSanders on Instagram. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.